Democratic Congressman Jamaal Bowman of New York. And Congressman, I appreciate your time. So Biden tonight, meets with Senator Capito and says no to her latest offer. But he'd already agreed to cut the price tag nearly in half and to drop that corporate tax increase. Do you think he should go back on those terms, try to push the price tag back up?
So Biden ran on an infrastructure bill that was north of $2 trillion. Yep. Because that was the number, progressives organized across the country to make sure Biden won the election, specifically in Georgia, in Michigan, and places like Pennsylvania. To go from over $2 trillion to $1.7 trillion should never have been done. And to try to cut it further definitely should not be done. We have 100-year-old infrastructure. We have children getting lead poisoning from drinking out of lead pipes. We have public housing that hasn't received any money from the federal government in over 10 years. And when you speak to climate organizers and activists and scholars and infrastructure scholars, they say the number needs to be much higher. This is our New Deal moment. We have just lost over 600,000 people due to COVID in 1 year. We lost that many people in the Civil War over 4 years. What was our response? It was the Homestead Act. It was the Industrial Revolution. We invested in bringing the American economy back. We need to do the same thing now, beginning with the working people in our most marginalized communities.
So, okay, so I understand where you stand on this, but the thing about Biden is, even though he said no to the latest GOP proposal tonight, after speaking with the lead Republican negotiator, he is going to speak to Senator Capito again on Monday. So should he even be doing that? I mean, I understand there's lots of ways to look at this, but I can look at it and say, going from 1.7 trillion to 1 trillion, when the other side goes from 250 billion to 300 billion, one side's moving a lot more than the other, and the two sides are still really far apart.
So I question why we're even deciding to negotiate with the Republicans. Republicans have not tried to negotiate with us in good faith since Biden has been in the White House. They pushed the big lie, which led to the insurrection. They voted to overturn the election results. It did not support an impeachment, even though Donald Trump was clearly at fault there. I understand, wanting to engage in bipartisanship, but they have not negotiated with us and tried to engage with us in good faith since this session has begun. We can use reconciliation to get this done. We have enough Democratic votes, and we need to do so because the American people sent us there to deliver. And as Democrats, we have to deliver. That is how we win the midterms next year, not negotiating with Republicans who do not want to negotiate in good faith.
Okay, so I understand your point on Republicans, but a big part of why Biden is in this position is because of Democrats, right? Senator Joe Manchin, Senator Kyrsten Sinema. Manchin has been insistent on bipartisanship. He just spoke to our own Manu Raju and said he's not going to do this alone. He's not going to do this just Democrats. Here's what he said.
We've got to work together, and that takes a lot of time and energy and patience. You can only do so much by yourself.
I mean, Senator Manchin is refusing to support a party line vote in the Senate. So even if you were to go that route, this bill cannot become law without him. So what do you say to Senator Manchin?
Senator Manchin has to realize, yes, he represents West Virginia, but he represents the American people. And the policies that progressives are pushing for are policies that are popular with the American people. Lowering drug prices, investing in the care economy, rebuilding our crumbling school infrastructure. We introduced the Care for All agenda, which is a resolution that centers care as the rebirth of our economy. That is very popular amongst the American people. So is investing in our school infrastructure. So is lowering drug prices. I encourage Senator Manchin to look at what's been happening with water quality in West Virginia for many years, what's happening with poverty in West Virginia for many years, but also what's happening with the American people overall. This is our moment. History is going to tell this story, and it's going to tell a story of us either responding to the needs of the majority of the American people or responding to large corporations and the wealthy elite. It's time for us to build an economy that works as a multiracial democracy, not to do business as usual in the way that we claim is responsible governance, but it hasn't met the mark of those who are marginalized, which is the majority of the American people.
All right, Congressman, thank you very much. I appreciate your time tonight.